Morning, everyone. Morning, guys.
Morning.
How's everyone doing?
Good morning. Great. How about you?
Good morning, everyone.
You guys hear me all right?
Yes, Hick, yeah, you fine.
Sorry, guys, I had you on
Morning,
mute.
Tabby.
Hey, what's up?
Nothing much.
We'll get started in just about more minute, guys, and 1 or 2 more minutes, and we'll let everyone get a chance to come in.
Okay.
Good morning.
Morning.
Morning, Sarah.
Good morning, Glenda.
Good morning.
Morning, Sonia.
Good morning.
Okay, good morning, guys. Hopefully everyone had a wonderful weekend. It was my daughter's 7th birthday. Well, it's Thursday, but we celebrated on Sunday. So we had a blast. She got rollerblades. She got a whole bunch of clothes. She's super happy. So
Oh,
hopefully-
happy birthday to her.
Thank you. Thank you. Hopefully you guys had just as good as a weekend as we did.
Happy birthday.
Very cute.
Awesome, guys. All right, guys. So does anyone want to take a moment to share any wins? And before we get started, you guys want to share any stories over the weekend, or maybe have a question about something that happened over the weekend? And then we'll get started with our training.
Big love.
Morning, Harry.
Yeah, I got some 2 wins. So every time we go on vacation, it's tradition that we get a listing. Like someone will hit me up on Facebook, which it happened. So I'm actually going to be talking about listing this gentleman's property in Clark sometime today. And then also we went to a what was that called, Liz? A pig swim or whatever? Whatever. The kids swim with pigs in the water in the Bahamas. And I told them my wife swims with a pig every night, but you know, that's another story. And so I'm talking to this guy from London, and he's asking me what I do. And I told him I'm a realtor, and some lady overheard me. And she's like, I manage 60 agents. And I ended up starting to tell her about EXP. So I got her number. So I'm actually going to be doing a Zoom call with her within the next week. So like, and that's what I try to teach Liz, no matter where we're going, you know, just let people know what we're up to, you know, because you never know where opportunity comes from. So, you know, I'm not shy about telling people what I do or what I'm up to. And that's how I keep business coming in. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, opportunities everywhere, guys. Absolutely. Even at my daughter's birthday party this weekend, a girl that I used to see all the time at the bus stop where she dropped off her son and I drop off my girls. She was telling me, she was like, oh, she's like, I've been wanting to talk to you because I've been trying to get my real estate license. And she's like, I work for a big producing real estate agent right now, but I'm not sure if that's where I want to be. And I'm like, oh, wow, good. She's like, I didn't even know you were in real estate till I saw one of your videos. So like Harry said, like you have to be always, either if you're omnipresent, always creating content, letting people know, or you got to be talking about it 24/7, because it's not going to find its way to you unless you put it out there and let people know. That's very
Got a
true, Harry.
win. I
Belinda?
got a win this weekend.
Go for it.
My YouTube video that Lewis inspired, my Why Did I Leave New Jersey and Move to Georgia?
Mhm.
I'm getting 100 views a day. All of a sudden, it just took off. And I have 2 new clients from it.
Yep.
2 new
That's
clients.
very.
One, she's down in Springfield, New Jersey, and she got a job here in Atlanta at ADP. So I helped her find housing over the weekend, and she's renting right now, but I got her to sign an exclusive buyer brokerage agreement. So I will be working her into a homeowner.
Woohoo!
Great.
Congrats.
That's awesome, Belinda. Great job. Keep it up. I mean, if YouTube is giving you right now a favor, you gotta take advantage of the momentum, because when you've got that many people visiting your YouTube channel, they want to see more. So you need to have a follow-up video now. What no
Yes,
one
just
tells
got
you.
finished editing 2 more. So
Yeah,
I'm
what
getting
no one
ready
tells
to
you about
release
moving
them.
to Georgia, stuff like that. So great. I'm very happy to hear you guys have some successes and some wins. Now let's go ahead and move on to the training, and we'll jump into some dialogue towards the end of this training today, guys. Great.
Real quick, guys, sorry.
go for it.
Bill, my new agent. So I got a new agent in. He officially joined last Monday.
Oh,
And
congrats.
so thank you. So he oh, it's weird. He said he's trying to log in. So when he comes in, maybe we can just say hi and then talk to him at the end or something. Let me see.
Yeah, I
He
don't
said
see
he's trying to-
any Bills or Williams on right now.
I am in, but alone. Okay. It's a Zoom link. So sometimes, people use the Google Meet.
Yeah, that's probably
Not
right.
Google Meet.
It's in the description, Tom.
Yeah. It's because I just added him to your invite.
Mhm.
Description box. Okay, thank you. Thanks, guys.
How'd you meet Bill?
So Bill actually came into an open house that I was having for a rental, believe it or not. And he introduced himself and he was like, sell me on EXP. So first thing I did was find out his pain points, and he had already discussed EXP and researched it on his own, but he decided to come in under me. So that was really fun because, he just manifested. Like I had been talking to so many people over the months, going to so many events and trying to figure out how to monetize every time I'm at these events, because I love in-person meetings, and then lo and behold, he comes in out of nowhere. But, it just shows you that you put yourself out there enough. He sees my online presence and he liked my personality. So it felt good. It felt like I earned him because he did talk to many agents, So he started last Monday. He's actually going through that little phase of like frustration, wanting to be onboarded and just wanting to get geared up. Like he wants to do all these trainings, but he's kind of in a standstill right now, waiting for everything to be transferred over. He should be coming in, and he's really interesting guy. So I'll be happy to introduce him.
Awesome. Yeah, I feel that from everyone that joins real estate or is converting over from another company. They just can't wait to get started soon enough. So, but it takes time. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and get started. If I see Bill, I'll definitely let him in. Let me go ahead and share my screen.
Okay, what I want to handle here is some of the myths, the false data, the false information you might have about phones. Number one, phone is a waste of time. Some people believe that. Phone's a waste of time. I can't sell anything over the phone. I'm wasting my time while I'm on it. That is a myth, and I'll prove it to you in future segments. Number two, if the buyer was serious, he or she would come in and not call me. Had a man tell me that recently. Look, Grant, if they were serious, they would come in here. Well, what do you think he's serious? Why do you think he's calling you? I would never, like one of the policies in my company, you don't ever leave work to go get something without calling there first and making sure they have it. Why? I don't want people driving over there just to find out they don't have it and come home empty-handed. Number three, myth. I'll miss opportunities using this. Wrong. I'll create more opportunities in 40 minutes than you will in 1 hour. Okay. I'll create more opportunities in 40 minutes with this device than you will in 4 hours actually trying to drum up business by meeting people. Number four, I'm scared of the phone. Oh my gosh, I'm scared the phone's going to hurt me. That's impossible. Okay. That is not true. That is a myth. It is impossible to be scared of a phone. It's impossible actually to be scared of rejection. That's not true. It's something else that you're worried about, and we'll handle that. Number five, The phone doesn't work for me. Look, the phone works for everyone. Every time you want to call somebody, call and order a pizza, it works. If it's not working for you in selling, it's because you're missing some techniques. So you wouldn't say, oh, the phone doesn't work for me. You'd say, take responsibility and say what? Oh, what I'm saying on the phone's not working for me. Okay. Or my attitude on the phone's not working for me. Not the phone doesn't work for me. Number 6, I can't sell my product on the phone. Grant, it's impossible. I sell a $240,000 package. I sell a very complex sale. It's $1 million product. I call very, very wealthy people and get them to invest their money, and they can't do it over the phone. Whatever your excuse is. Okay. I sell high-end jewelry. You can't sell it over the phone. Wrong. It's a myth. I'll show you how to do that today. Number 7, leaving messages doesn't work. And the reason you don't leave messages is because you don't think they work. Oh, if I leave a message, then they're not going to call me back anyway. So I should just call. They don't answer. I'll just hang up and then I'll call them back again. Okay. Ridiculous. It's a myth. You're operating with myth, false data, false content. 8, cold calling is a waste of time. Wrong. Okay. I built 2 businesses off of cold calls. They're brutal. They're tough, but a cold call can be a great call. Okay. And we'll talk about that in future segments. Number 9, the best salespeople I know don't use the phone. Then you don't know best salespeople. I don't know a great salesperson that did not master this. And I have had the opportunity over the last 20 years of meeting people that have made millions and millions of dollars. The top of their field, the top 0.5% in their field, all of them say that thing right there is a monster. Number 10, if I give people too much information on the phone, they're just going to buy it from a competition. Okay. My competition or competitor. The reality is that is a myth. And the truth is you're giving people just enough information to shop you, but actually not enough information to come see you. And we'll talk about that. I'm going to give you a killer competitive edge on how to use the phone to give enough information to hook and cause people to say, hey, I got to come see you because I don't understand all this. Okay. So the myths are this: phone's a waste of time. So these little red lights can go off in your head if you ever hear somebody saying this. 2, if the buyer was serious, he'd come in. 3, I'll miss opportunities using the phone. 4, I'm scared of the phone. 5, the phone doesn't work for me. 6, I can't sell my product over the phone. 7, leaving messages never works. 8, cold calling is a waste of time. 9, the best salespeople I know never use the phone. And number 10, if I give people too much information, they're not going to come in. If you hear that anywhere you work, know this: you're talking to an average person or poor performer. Stay away from them. It's false data. Know the false data so you can know what to stay away from.
All right, that was a lot of info. Let's go ahead and see if we can unpack that with some of these questions. All right, not too bad, only 3 questions. Using the phone to generate leads and service clients is blank a waste of time. Sometimes a waste of time, always a waste of time, or never a waste of time. Select all that apply.
Never.
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 Never. True or false? Cold calling is a waste of time.
False.
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 All of the following are myths about phones except blank. Select all that apply. Leaving messages doesn't work. If you give the buyer too much info, they will buy from the competition. If the buyer was serious, they would come to me. Persistence develops muscle, phone muscle. So which of this one?
Yeah, because all of the following myths
Yes.
about phonics. Yeah. Okay.
All right, yeah, it was worded a little tricky.
Yeah.
Awesome. Great job. All right, quick story before we move on to the next. I know a few of you, a handful of you, were present at Culture when we had the office in Scotch Plains. And if you remember, guys, you know, not to be playing a pun on words, but our culture was prospecting on the phone. It was literally, you couldn't walk into the office without catching somebody on the phone. And even some of our agents who are killers in person, you know, one of them being on the phone right now, which is Harry. Every time Harry would jump on the phones, he would tell me, Lou, I don't know why I don't spend more time on the phones. Every time I get on the phone, I get a listing appointment. And I'm like, dude, it's just, you know, it's just the best way you can spend your time. It's just reaching out to direct, warm people that are in the demographic you're targeting. Even though Harry does exceptionally well, just being a social person and being in different spaces, when you focus in on a tool such as the phone, you go from being average to being great, or you go from being great to being extraordinary. So no matter where you are in your real estate career, it's the best tool you can utilize. It's like a carpenter showing up without a hammer. And you really have to get good at conversations, because that is exactly what we do. We have conversations and we build relationships. If you get good at that, the rest is history. And being on the phone is the quickest way you could do that. Harry, wasn't that true? Your words were pretty much that, right? I think Harry's on another call probably.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, cool. Yeah, all right, guys, so let's go ahead and jump on to the next. All right, we did good on that one. All right, module 2, controlling the call. This is important. There is actually a formula to this, guys. So I wanted to see Grant, and then we'll go over our formula.
Okay, so this call, the incoming call, this is where the opportunity, your client, your prospect, someone that's interested in your product is calling your company. They're making an inquiry. We don't know if they're on the right product yet. We don't know if they can afford it. We just know there's some interest. Now, let's talk about what you know about this caller. Look, first of all, okay, regardless of what you believe or what you've been told, this is a very real buyer. In fact, I believe this buyer, this prospect, or whatever you call him, the client, the interested party, is a better quality, is a grade better than the people that just walk in or drive in. I believe they're closer to making a decision, and absolutely, they're certainly better qualified financially by survey. Also, we know that this is someone that is seeking what? Information about your product or service. Again, we don't know if they can afford it. We don't know if they can buy it. We don't even know if it satisfies their wants and needs, but we know they want more information. That's going to become critical into how we handle this call in just a bit. Also, over 50% of the time, you need to know this. These people that are calling you are not on the right product. Even the person that calls and says, I want this, I've been looking all over town, and it's got to have this and this. Even those people, 50% of your calls are not on the right product or service. Also know this. These people, these callers, typically are not interested in building rapport. I know, I just said that. They're not interested in building rapport. They're interested in what? Information. They're not interested in a salesperson. They're not interested in you. They're not interested in your problems. They're interested in what? How much? What is it? Does it satisfy me? Do you have it? And get off the phone. So that's going to become important, because we want to set that call up with what will satisfy them and make them happy and actually get real rapport in the process. Next one. This caller is trying to determine whether it's worth even coming to see you or pursue you. I just got off a phone call on the way over here. A client calling me, asking me about pricing and information, telling me, look, we just got to get the price right, Grant. Otherwise, we don't think we even entertain this with you. Okay. So that's an incoming call. They're trying to see, hey, do we even go further down the road with Grant? Your caller's also trying to save time. They're calling in, getting off the phone, saves them time. So we want to take that into consideration. The phone allows them to get some distance between you and your company. They like that. It makes them feel safe. Also know this, they want to see how they're going to be treated in this call. Hey, if you mistreat me on the incoming call, I know you're going to mistreat me when I get there. Also, this buyer, again, is better qualified. I want you to hear that. I talked about it a little bit. This buyer is financially better qualified. They value time. Anyone concerned about time means what? Money. Got it? Hey, I'm going to call in. What am I interested in? Time is money. You've always heard that. People with poor credit, bad credit that aren't interested are not going to make this phone call. They have interest. You have something to sell. That's why they're calling you. Get your head right about this call. Go back over this list. They called in because they have interest in something you sell. Maybe not the exact thing they ask about, but in something you sell. They're interested in solving some problem they have and falling in love with something you have to sell them. Okay, so learn these things, because it's going to create the rest of our call.
True or false? An incoming call from a prospective buyer is usually financially better qualified than someone who walks in.
False.
False.
Ooh,
Oh,
wow, really?
Yeah, that makes sense to me because they're calling in. That's like someone coming in, in an open house and you're like, did you come off the sign or off Zillow? Oh, I came off the sign. They probably don't know how much the house is worth. They came off Zillow. They know how much it's worth. They're probably pre-approved. I agree with that.
Okay, so an incoming call from a prospective buyer is usually financially better qualified than someone who walks in. Okay, I can see the logic of that. Like Harry was saying, I guess another way to look at it too is kind of they're more committed, so they've probably done more homework if they actually walked in than if they were just a call. Okay. When someone calls in, they are looking for a blank. Select all that apply. For more information, to build rapport, for a salesperson, for a manager.
For more information?
Absolutely. True or false? How you treat your prospective buyer over the phone will determine to the call how you will treat them in person. I remember you saying that. Last question. The prospective buyer calls in to select all that apply. See whether it's worth coming in, try and save time, get distance from the seller, determine how they will get treated in person, or all of the above. I think it's all the above, guys. Let's go with that. Okay. Hope you guys are agreeing with me here. All right, so let's go ahead and continue.
Okay, look, the only way you're going to get great at this call is you have to know what they want. Okay, the best way to know how to get what you want is to identify what the other person wants. If you violate what they're trying to accomplish, regardless of what the script says, regardless of what you've been told to say, look, if you violate what the client calling in wants and what they're trying to accomplish, you're gonna fail. So when I look at a script, the first thing I look at is, does it accomplish what people want? That's why I gave you that earlier segment. Look, most scripts for phones are not organized for the client. Most call centers, business development centers, most people given incoming call scripts, they're given scripts based on what management, the executives in the company want, how they want that call handled. Even phone training companies. Oh, we're going to put this together because this is what we want to accomplish. You don't want to do that. You want to accomplish what the client wants. So we organize our scripts and our calls based on what other people want. This is the single biggest reason scripts fail. Get their name and number, get an appointment. But Grant, that's what we want. Of course, that's what you want, but it's not what your client wants. Let's start with their goals, figure out what yours are, and create a script that satisfies them first, you second. Okay, so what is it a person wants when they call into you? Okay, I'm going to give you the holy grail. Number one, this is the holy grail. Any business, anywhere, no matter what you sell, a $1 product or a $400 million product. Okay, this is the holy grail. When somebody calls your company, they want one thing every time: information. They saw something on the internet, hit your site about some nutraceutical. They hit your site about a direct marketing campaign, a direct marketing program that you're in. They hit your website or called you because of something they saw about some financial opportunity they can get involved in. When they call you, what are they calling for? A car dealership, a furniture store, a phone store, a contract, insurance, life insurance, a house, mortgages, you name it, plumbing service, okay? They called the zoo about tickets. What are they calling for? One thing, not how big the gorilla is or what he's eating today. Hey, do you have information? Even if it's about the gorilla, it's about information. So we know the holy grail in every incoming call is what? Information. I just gave you the way to greet a customer then. If you know that 100% of your clients are calling you, 100% of your prospects are calling you for information, hey, thank you for calling. What can I get you information on? There's your greeting. See, satisfy their wants, their needs, what they're trying to accomplish first, then you'll know exactly what to say to them. Number two, the second thing, and we mentioned this earlier, people are trying to accomplish is distance. Okay. Number three, no obligation. I'm not obligated. I make a phone call, collect the data, get off, save myself some time, no obligation, hang up, and I didn't waste anybody's time, which is the fourth one, save time. I want to save time. Get on, get off, find out if you have it, don't have it, what's it going to cost me? Can I do it? Is it legit? Is it real? And hang up. Number five, they're trying to accomplish. Determine if you even have what they want. Why would I go to Costco if they don't have what I want? Why would I go to the furniture store or to the plumbing? Why would I call the plumbing service if they don't do toilets? And that's what I want accomplished. Okay. I'm trying to determine whether or not you can even satisfy my needs. Six, they could be calling for what? Can I afford it? Can I afford to have my roof patched at this time? What is it going to cost me? 7, determine whether it's worth even going to see you. Is it worth even walking in there? Is there anybody even there? Are you even open? Okay, most businesses are open, but everybody in the place is closed. Number 8, they want to know, will you help them? Will you help them compared to some other consideration? You know what I mean? Calling you, coming to see you, do you have some possibility that it can actually benefit me by coming to you rather than doing maybe what I was planning on? That could be a reason. Number 9, they're trying to accomplish what? Determine whether they even want your product or service. And they're trying to do all of this without giving out a lot of information. This whole list they're trying to accomplish without giving you much. Rather, their interest is to get what they want and get off the phone, right? You know, you've had that experience. I just want to grab the content, shortest period of time possible, no obligation, and bail out. That's your caller. That's what they want to accomplish. Now, understand that something made them call. It was an ad, something they saw. It was something they saw on the net. Something caused them to pick up a phone. Maybe they saw a customer, or I'm sorry, not a customer, but a neighbor driving the product. Or maybe they were at a party and saw the neighbor using a product. And they're like, hey, let me check out that Wolf range again. Man, that was hot. Wasn't that good looking? Never even said anything to their brother-in-law about their Wolf range, but Monday call about Wolf ranges. See, by knowing exactly what your client wants, by knowing exactly what they're trying to accomplish and satisfying that desire, that thing they're trying to get accomplished, you're going to increase your chances of getting what you want. Your call, the incoming call, has to be built, must be built around what people want, not just what you want. Now, I want to repeat that because I want it for management. The incoming call, the script, the format should be built around what your client wants, never what management wants, never what the executives want, what the client wants. On any call, you know this. They want information from a distance, no obligation. They want to save time. They want to be sure you have what they want, that they can afford it, that it's worth coming to you, and that your product or service is better than another solution, and that what they're asking for will actually satisfy their needs. So on any given call, I just gave you the whole pitch. On any given call, I'm going to include these points. Hey, thanks for calling. Watch, I'm going to do it in the script now. Thanks for calling. My job is to get you all the information from a distance. You stay there, I'll stay here with no obligation on your part. My job is to make sure we have exactly what you want. Otherwise, it really doesn't matter. And need to make it affordable and the best decision available for you of all the products in the marketplace. Now, exactly what is it you're trying to accomplish? See what I just did? That was my opening. Once you get this handled, we can then put structure into your call. Once you get in your head, this is how we're going to handle the call. We're going to put some structure, a script, a format, a card in front of you so that you're going to get the name and number. You're going to secure an appointment. You're going to get a phone number to call back to like you want. And we're going to get an appointment that shows up and wants to see me. I'm going to make you like so strong on this phone. You'll have true power. You'll master the incoming sales call.
All right, guys, let's got 5 questions. Let's try to see if we can get these 100% right. The best way to get what you want is to get to know what your client wants. True or false?
True.
Good. Sounded true. Scripts succeed. Okay. Scripts succeed when you focus on what you want rather than what the client wants.
False.
False.
Okay, good. Creating a script that satisfies what the client wants, blank, and you, blank, will help you when handling incoming phone calls. Like the auto apply. Would it be creating a script that satisfies what the client wants last? That doesn't sound right, right?
First.
It'd be first. Yeah, so it's got to be this one. And you second. Well, okay, so I think that one should be correct. Good. The Holy Grail equals blank. Select all that apply. Implication, information, indication, or intention.
Information.
Exactly. Whoever has the most information will build instant rapport. What does your customer want? Select all that apply. Information, distance, and no obligation. To save
Information.
okay. This one?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Oops.
Select all that apply. So maybe it's more. Information, distance, and no obligation. To save time and determine if you have what they want. to determine if they can afford the product, if it's worth coming to see you, and if you will help them. All of the above. I think it's all the above, right? Yeah. Cool. All right, did good. We'll do one more and then we'll break out into.
Okay, so we talked about what they want to accomplish. Now let's talk about what you want to accomplish. Look, don't be confused. The main target in a phone call, the main goal or purpose in a phone call is to use what the customer wants in order to get in front of the client and sell them your product, right? You understand what I'm saying? I want to get in front of this client. I mean, I'd love to make the sale over the phone. I'd love to sell the $200,000 product over the phone, never see them, deliver it, hook it up, get the black card, smash it, kill it, knock it out of the park. Kind of, you know, remotely not going to probably happen every day. My goal is to use what they want, give that to them, satisfy them so that I can get in front of them. But to get to the end goal of that appointment, there's a subset of goals that you have to accomplish before you actually get the appointment. Most salespeople never get the true understanding of the mechanics of this phone call and therefore never get what they actually want. First of all, in this call, first immediate thing I want to do is separate myself from everyone else that they might call. We're going to do this with attitude, with attention, with approach, and with me knowing what I'm going to accomplish, okay? Number two, I want to use the offering of information to gain access to name, cell number, and email. Let me say that again, okay? First thing I want to do is what? I want to be a separator. Whatever I say in the first part of this call, I want to separate myself from everybody else in the marketplace. Boom, all of a sudden I stand out here. In my book called If You're Not First, You're Last, the whole goal of that book was to tell you, do not compete. Competition is not healthy. Domination is immunity to all disease and all problems. You don't want to compete, you want to dominate. So first thing I want to do is separate. Second thing I want to do is use information to gain access to name, cell number, and email. Notice how I'm saying that. Name, cell number, and email. This is critical. You have to give them reasons. I have to give the client reasons. I have to actually use information for them to want to give me name, cell number, and email. I don't want you to use any old tactics that you heard like, oh, I don't have it. I'll have to check first. I'm not sure we have it. I don't know what we have. I got to get back with you. Look, this is so overused, so predictable. You lose credibility and you sound like everybody else in the marketplace. And hey, it ain't true. I don't want to lie to people on the phone. I want to be a professional. And I know you do too. Look, the best way to get is to give first. The best way to control any situation is to give somebody something first that satisfies them, and then I can control the process. I'll show you how to do that. See, I would like to fax you. I'd like to email you. I'd like to text you the information. Hey, by the way, where do I send it to? And to whose attention? Watch, I just took a phone call. Hey, I'd like to fax you, text you, email you the information, okay? I'd like to put a package together for you. Who do I send it to? Wouldn't they give me information? They're gonna trade what they want for what I want. Okay, the third point. In this call, I have to do some fact finding. Okay, I'm going to do some fact finding. I'm going to do it in this order. First, separate. Second, use information to grab information. And the third thing I'm going to do is fact find. What exactly is it they want? Where are they trying to go? What are they trying to accomplish? Bigger, smaller, longer, shorter, light, medium, dark. You want to go 3 megs, 5 megs. You want to go 24-month plan or a 48-month plan. I got to do some fact finding. Who's the primary decision maker? Who's the secondary? Who am I talking to, right? What are they trying to accomplish? Have you considered any of these other possibilities? We'll go over a lot of fact finding. The fourth thing I want to accomplish, you need to know these by memory. Give the buyer reasons to want to see you. Okay, the first thing we did is give them reasons to want to give me their information. Now, at the end of the call, I'm going to have to give them a lot of reasons to leave what they're doing, get off their sofa, get out of their office, change their schedule, and come see what it is I'm offering. Look, this has nothing to do with price or color or any of those things. It doesn't have anything to do with terms or contracts. It has things to do with you giving people enough reasons to want to make time in their schedule to actually have you present your product. One of the best ways to do this that I know of is to offer alternatives or options that will open up your product offerings and benefit the caller in ways they have not yet considered. We're going to change the plan, the program, the shopping mechanism in the buyer's mind. We're going to actually offer them some other choices that will open up your inventory of offerings that'll open up the possible considerations and give this person more reasons to actually come in and see you. Number 5, I want to sell an appointment. I want to get in front of this buyer. That doesn't mean they come to me all the time. It means I could go to them. This is the pay dirt of this phone call. This is the purpose. I want the in-person, if at all possible, where I get to improve my chances by 3 and 4 times to close a deal. Look, when someone agrees to look at something, take the time to come in and look, or take the time to have me come to them and show it to them, your closing ratio can improve by 3 to 4 times, depending on who you are. I was with a client recently. I flew to Colorado Springs. He agreed to meet with me. I fly in, spend the night before, I meet with him. And the first thing he tells me is, hey man, I'm not doing anything. I just want you to know that. I'm like, hey, I'm with you. Thinking the whole time, why did he meet me? Come on. Why is he telling me I'm not doing anything and we're not spending any money if he had me flying to look at him? You think he's a joke, a stroke? He's going to waste his time? No. Under the right terms and the right conditions, okay, he'll hook up. Don't think in terms of just having to go to the client or just having the client come to you. If I'd wait for the guy in Colorado Springs to come to me, I'd be 197 years old, okay? I went to him, presented my product. Despite the fact that he's not going to do anything and he's not going to pay anything and he don't want to pay anything, hey, and at least I moved my product into his consciousness. 6th thing, regardless of whether you get an appointment or not, we want to accomplish selling my name. I want to sell my number. I want to sell my location. Hey, do you have a pencil handy? Write this down. Da, 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 da. Okay. By the way, I have your cell number here. I'm going to text you my contact information. Put it in your phone so you have it. Anytime I can do anything for you, please let me know. Hey, I'd like to email you some information. See what I'm doing? I'm selling myself now. 7th thing we want to accomplish, reconfirm, lock down that appointment. 99% of all salespeople miss this in this phone call. Guy just agreed to an appointment. Sir, would there be any reason you couldn't make it in at 4 o'clock? I've had people do this. Oh yeah. You know what? I'm just looking at my calendar. I got a meeting at 3:45. I can't be there at 4. I locked it down and/or found out I didn't have a legitimate appointment. And then I'm able to move him to something he can do. 8, summarize in this call what you're going to do for them. Okay, when you get here tonight, I'm going to show you this, this, and this. I'm also going to show you this option and this option. It'll save you money. You with me? I'm going to summarize before the call's over with. When you come in, I'll be wearing a black jacket, okay, or a gray jacket and a gray tie with pink polka dots. Okay, number 9, know what to look for. Hey, when you come in tonight, what are you going to be driving? Who are you going to be bringing you with? How will you be dressed so I know I can look for you? That'd be an important thing. So you immediately can think, oh, that's the guy that's coming in at 3:45. Okay. Also, I want you to do this. Check your file vault on this program, in your program here, on the virtual site. Check your file vault or call our office for the scripts that we're going to use on these incoming sales calls. They're going to help you greatly get great at the phone call. Remember these? You need to know these by memory. Exactly what you want to accomplish. Remember, earlier chapter, what they want to accomplish first. Second, what do you want to accomplish? And then we're going to show you how to handle the call itself.
All right, that was a lot. Let's go ahead and see if we can answer some of those questions, and we'll actually try them out right now in real life. Because there's nothing special about studying this stuff or reviewing it if you don't practice it. True or false? The main goal in a phone call is to use what the customer wants in order to get in front of the client and sell them your product. True or false?
True.
Very good. Okay. What is the first thing you should do when speaking to your client over the phone? Select all that apply. Find facts, seek an appointment to get in front of your buyer, separate yourself from the competition, summarize what you're going to do for them.
Separate yourself.
Oh, find facts.
Find facts? Which one? I need another. Someone can break this tiebreaker.
Ooh,
Anyone else? Find
Find
facts or separate yourself from the competition?
I'm not positive. So
Find
if you want to do find facts,
Because it says the first thing you should do.
Let's try.
Really?
Maybe it's both.
because right when you get on, the whole point is to make an impression because
Yeah,
you're getting a million calls probably. So how do you separate yourself?
yeah.
It was
Yeah,
both?
yourself.
Yep. you
Okay.
Got it.
All right.
True or false? The best way to get information is to give information.
Yes. True.
Okay, very good. All right, so let's kind of decipher some of the things that Grant spoke about here. Let me go ahead and stop the screen share. All right, so let's start with what Grant always says in the beginning. It's what Belinda here was just explaining to us about what comes first, and then Tabby kind of had a opposing opinion there. So would it be more important to find out about the client, or would it be more important to distinguish yourself from the competition, right? So if I was calling anyone on this call, let's just say we're calling you guys as a client, right? Would the first thing I do after I introduce myself, or you introduce yourself, would the first thing that should be accurate in the way you handle a client is, do I bombard them with questions? Should I just start off with 20 questions? How would that kind of feel? Let's play that out, and then let's play out how we can differentiate ourselves against the competition, and then maybe break into questions, right? So first of all, let's ask this. What kind of questions do we normally ask a buyer that calls in for a house? What do we ask them? Kind of question.
Normally, it's what are you looking for?
What are you looking for? How long you been looking? Have you been pre-qualified? Is how many bedrooms?
How fast do you want to move?
How fast you
Yeah.
want to move? Like, these are all the questions, right? So let's try that for a second, right? Let's see how that feels, and then let's try maybe separating ourselves first by giving information, and maybe making the person feel like we're the right person for the job, and then maybe breaking into those questions. So let's just try that out for a second, see how it feels. So Sarah, would you, since you're on here now, your microphone's on, would you work with me on that real quick? If I called you in, ask me a bunch of questions, and then we'll try something different, okay?
I'm the realtor.
The realtor, ask me just a bunch of questions as soon as I call in.
Good morning, Louis. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing good. Listen, Sarah, I was calling in because I see you guys have a house on 123 Main Street, and yeah, I'm kind of curious.
Oh yeah, this house is beautiful, actually. Have you seen any photos online?
I've seen a few, but there aren't many, so that's kind of why I was calling in, because I'm not really sure about the dimensions of the rooms and the finishes and things like that. So I kind of wanted to ask you about the property in more detail.
Oh, of course. Thank you so much for calling me. I'll be more than happy to help you. Well, I have a few questions for you.
Okay.
Can you tell me a little bit about your search criteria? How many bedrooms are you looking for?
Sure.
How many bathrooms?
I'm looking for 3-bedroom, 2-bath.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, actually, this house that I have right now does offer that. 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. Do you care for a finished basement?
I would prefer a finished basement, but if it doesn't have one, as long as it's not humid down there or moist down there, then I would definitely consider it.
No, it's nice and dry. There was a lot of potential in this house. You
Okay.
can definitely finish the basement, no problem. What areas are you looking in? Well, this is the house. What about are you open for other areas? If this house doesn't work for you, are you open for other areas that I can maybe send you more listings also?
Well, it would have to be close to that house because I want to keep my kids in the same school district.
Oh, I see. Are you from this area?
I am. Actually, I've been living here for a majority of my life. But can you tell me more about this house in particular? Because I'm really kind of interested in this one, and I know they're going fast.
Oh, okay. Well, this house is 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. It has a small dining room, eating kitchen. The basement, like I mentioned before, it's not finished, but it has the high ceilings that you can finish it in the future. It has a small backyard. If you let me know, if you give me your when is the best date to go out and view it, I'll be more than happy to book an appointment for you.
Sure. The sooner the better.
Perfect, perfect.
Okay.
I do ask them if they work with a lender from the first time, by the way.
Go for it. Ask me.
Louis, have you connected with a lender before?
Well, I was pre-qualified about 6 months ago, and I haven't talked to anyone since then, but I'm sure that I'll be more than qualified to buy this house.
Oh, okay, perfect. Well, I do have a preferred lender that I work with. If you don't mind, I can have him ring you just to talk to you. And I know those pre-approval letters, they're only good for 90 days. So we're gonna have to renew it.
Well, maybe not right now, but I just would like to see the home first, and if I like it, then we can talk to your lender.
Yeah, sure, it's no problem. I can book an appointment for you. We can go out and view it. and then I'll connect you to the lender.
Okay, thank you so much. I'll see you at the property today at 2. All right.
Louis, if you don't mind, what is the best phone number that I can contact you?
Okay, well, do you see the one that's popping up on your screen right now? Do you have caller?
Uh-huh.
Okay, that's my cell phone number.
Oh, okay. And do you have an email address for me?
I do. It's louis@gmail.com.
Awesome. And will you give me your last name too?
Leiva, Leiv as in Victor, A as in Apple.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
No problem.
I'll be shooting you a text really shortly.
Yeah. Guys, do you see how that felt? That felt like an interrogation. Do you feel like, I called in for one thing, but she got more out of the conversation than I did. Do you guys, from observing, and I'll tell you how I feel, from observing, do you think that I feel like that's someone that I want to build a relationship with? Or does that feel transactional to you?
Transactional.
All transactional, right? It was all about what she needed to know, nothing about what I needed, nothing about, what motivates me or makes me tick. It was really just about how many bedrooms I needed. That was like the most important thing I think I got out of my mouth. Besides that, it was all about what she needed to know and what helped her. So we're going to try that again this time. Sarah, I want you to really kind of oversell the fact that you really just care about what I want and you don't care about what you need. And you really just want to make sure that I get to that house, the sooner, the better, right? And then obviously you want to know what I want and what I need, but you also want to kind of very much distinguish yourself apart from other agents, because what are you going to do? You're not going to put yourself first. You're going to put yourself second or last. And then we're going to go with that kind of a conversation and see how that feels and see if we can kind of build a little rapport on the phone. And then you can get me to that house like as soon as possible. You ready?
Okay, so let me be the client and you're the realtor.
Okay, you want to switch roles?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So go ahead.
Good morning, Louis. How are you?
Hi, hey, Sarah. I think I see your name here popping up on my screen. Is your name Sarah by any chance?
Yes, this is my name. I was actually on Zillow this morning and I came across to this listing. I see that you're the agent and I
Yeah.
have some questions about it.
Oh, absolutely. Go ahead. Go for it. What do you think? What would you like to know?
Well, can you just give me a little bit more details about this property?
Okay. Well, this is a single family home in the best section of Naples, Florida. And what you'll really appreciate about this house is that it was built by by a contractor who actually lived there for a few years. And so you'll see that this house is way better than the other ones that are similar in the neighborhood. But before I kind of bore you with all the details, tell me about yourself. Like, how long have you been looking? Is this like your permanent home, or is this an investment for you?
This is actually, I just started about a week ago.
Okay. Is this the first home you ever buy?
This is my first house, so I am clueless. I have no idea what the market is like. I only know that I need 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and 2 bathrooms is very important to me.
Okay. Well, let me start off by telling you congratulations. This is a very exciting move for you and your family. I remember when I was in your situation many years ago, and it felt like I knew nothing. So you can count on me. There's no question too small, or there's no question that you think that is too nominal. Just go ahead and ask it. Believe me, I've been asked every question you could think of. So if that's something that you would like to know about as far as how the house is, I think the best way for you to really understand the qualities of this house is if we meet over there as soon as you have an opportunity. You can see it for yourself, and I'll be able to answer all of those questions for you. Does that sound better to you?
Actually, it does. How soon can you take me in?
Well, I'm at your disposal. You tell me. I've got a few things on my calendar, but they're pretty flexible, so I'll make myself available when you are.
Do you know anything about the seller?
The seller? Yeah, absolutely. So I've met the seller a few months ago at church. Very nice person. They've already moved out. The house is in impeccable shape. Seller is a very friendly person, so I don't think you're going to have any problems with him whatsoever. If you need to negotiate anything during the inspection period, or obviously if you have any issues, they're probably the best kind of people to work with. So you'll be very happy to know that.
Oh, I noticed the house doesn't have a garage or a driveway. So am I gonna have a hard time parking my car?
Oh, absolutely. Well, yeah, that's a great observation you made. So it does not have a driveway or a garage, but the great part of it is that it is on a double wide lot. So what we could do is we can actually request a credit from your lender if you needed that. If you like the house and you like the the location, we can ask the lender to give you extra money to build a garage on the house, believe it or not, and it wouldn't really change your mortgage payments much at all. Is that something you think that would be an option for you?
Oh, wow. Well, it won't be right away, but I definitely like that.
Okay, yeah, because there aren't many homes in this neighborhood available still, and the fact that it doesn't have a driveway or garage is probably the reason why it's still there. But I really would love for you to come see it yourself so you can see if it's possible for you and your family to envision yourselves there, and if it's possible for you to put a driveway in there the way you have it thought out in your mind. So what's best for you, 12 o'clock today or 2 p.m.? I have both available at the moment.
I'm a housewife, Louis. I'm available. You can tell me.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, well, listen, there's no time like the present, so I can finish up my cup of coffee I'm sipping on right now and meet you over there in the next 30 minutes. Does that sound good to you?
It sounds great.
Awesome. Let's do it, Sarah.
Thank you, Louis.
No problem. Thank you. All right. So, guys, I don't know if you've picked up on observations on this call, but it was really, really nothing about what I needed. It was more about how can I answer the most important questions right now, but take you to make a decision on your own with no obligations in person as soon as possible. So do you guys see that a phone call doesn't have to be really long in order for you to build that rapport? Sarah, what did you feel on your end when I asked you some of the questions and when I proposed some of the meetings?
You know what? I felt like I was talking to a friend,
Uh-huh.
not a person that's trying to force information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the things I did is I took your situation and I kind of humanized it by saying that's exciting. It's a very important decision you're making right now. And I remember when I was doing the same thing as you, and I didn't have anyone to help me, but believe me, I'm here to help you. Any questions you have, I'll be more than happy to ask. So what I immediately did, like Grant said, is
You
connected.
connected with me. Yeah.
And I differentiated myself from everybody else because what do real estate agents all have in common? They all treat their clients or people to call in as transactions, as leads. The minute you stop treating a person like a lead and more like a human, you're going to start converting those people at a much higher rate, very, very high rate. So when someone calls in, you want to make them feel like they're the top priority in your life. And you're very grateful that they even reached out. It has to be in your voice, your tone, your questions, your demeanor, everything, guys, because people don't get to make eye contact with us on the phone. So you really have to be overly friendly and overly helpful. And then once you get them in person, then you can kind of ask the questions that you need to ask, but getting them in person builds so much more rapport than it would just on the phone. Because on the phone, it's easy to hang up on someone. It's easy to say, you know what, I'm sorry, I'm not interested, and just let them go. But getting them in person is one of the best things you could do. So that was a pretty easy one. We did an underhanded, type of pitch on that one. But let's try one more. Let's try another one. I want to pick on someone else that maybe we usually don't get. And I want to see if you can get me, I'm not even going to tell you what to say, but I want to see if you can get me into the office or get me into a coffee shop or get me at a house using your own words, using your own strategy. So maybe, let me see if, does anyone want to volunteer? Or should I just pick someone?
I'll volunteer.
Oh, nice. Thank you. Who is this? Is this Bill? Bill, how are you, Bill?
Or a new guy.
How's it going, new guy?
Yes, guys, this is Bill Kelleher. I'm very happy to welcome him. Thanks so much for joining, Bill. Bill actually does have a day job. He works in hospice, taking care of terminally ill patients. So for 12 weeks of their final end of their life, he gets to care for them and, be there for their families as well. And that's going to be one of his ways of getting business because you get so close to someone authentically. What a better way than to get a lead. So thanks so much for joining us, Bill. Welcome to Exp.
Awesome, Bill. Yeah, so Bill, you have a nurturing spirit, and you know how to make people feel comfortable. So let's use that. Let's see if we can use that to land an appointment. We're not trying to close anyone. We're just trying to meet people. That's all we're trying to do here. So, Bill, you're going to be the real estate agent, and I'm going to be calling you in, and I'm going to see if you can give me some info on this particular property. Maybe you tell me this time around, Bill. Tell me the property's under contract, but still try to get me in person. Okay. All right. So, hello, Bill.
Good morning, sir.
Hey, Bill. My name is Louis. I was just calling in about this house on 123 Main Street. Maybe you can give me some more info.
Yeah, it's a nice thing because I have the MLS right here in front of me. 123 Main Street is it's been on the market only about 7-8 days ago. Have you seen the description? What does it have that you're looking for?
Well, I noticed that it's right in the neighborhood that I'm looking for, and it looks like it's in really good condition, and it's vacant, so I can move in right away. So that's what really attracted me to the property, and I was just wondering if maybe you can tell me if there's any flexibility in the price.
Flexibility in the price for that, I have to actually speak with the seller.
Mhm.
And the nice thing about that is, if you give me an idea, if we can just sit down for a couple minutes and you tell me what your funding is, if you're pre-qualified and stuff, the easier it is for me to walk in there loaded and ready for the game.
Mhm.
Okay, the easier it is to determine his flexibility, because this guy, he doesn't really want to know about everyone else's problems. Are you
Yeah.
pre-qualified?
You know what? I've been pre-qualified many months ago. I think it's probably closer to a year that I haven't been pre-qualified, but my situation hasn't changed. So I think I could still afford 350.
Okay, well, that's actually great. So are you signed with a lender?
I don't know what that means. What do you mean by sign? Am I committed to a lender, or am I pre-approved?
Are you absolutely committed with the lender? Because what I can
Oh.
do is, this house will go fast.
Yeah.
And you want to move into it because it's vacant, and that's fine. I was thinking maybe this afternoon, I have a lender. The three of us can sit down at a diner,
Mhm.
okay, have some coffee or whatnot. You can meet Joe, he's my lender, and we can work everything out. So I can not only just see what the seller is looking for, but also we can just offer him a package
Mhm.
and get him rolling.
Okay. So what you're saying is if we can get an updated pre-approval letter, it'll increase my chances of getting this property?
That's correct, sir. If you can have an updated pre-approval with an updated amount that you're pre-qualified for, because those amounts do change with the interest rates and things like that. But the nice thing about that is, if we move now, you're
Mhm.
actually going to be capturing this during the winter,
Okay.
because the prices go up in the spring. So we really need to have this meeting, if possible, today. Would 2 o'clock or 4 o'clock be good for you?
Yeah. Well, Bill, would it be possible for us to just take a look at the house first before I go through those hoops? Because to be honest with you, I don't have much time, and I really have to make a decision rather quickly whether this is even the right house for me. So, I mean, as far as getting pre-qualified, that's great. I have no problems with that. But you think we can kind of take a look at it first?
You know what? We can not only do that. What's a good time to meet? Say 2 o'clock today at the house?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I could do that.
Okay, I tell you what, I'm gonna go over and I'm going to go into my computer here, set up an appointment for 2 o'clock.
Mhm.
You and me, we're gonna take a tour. Do me a favor, please.
Yeah.
What I would like you to do is make a short note to yourself of all the things you're looking for in the house. And as we go through, we
Mhm.
can check them off. And if
Okay.
there's anything that you don't have, okay, we can discuss other ways of getting that done. Like I have a I have experience with this, so we can not only do a mortgage, we can also do what's known as a 203 construction loan, where if you're going to buy the house for $1, we can actually take out $1.40 and complete everything you wanted in there to make it your house,
Yeah.
the perfect one for you.
Okay.
So 2 o'clock's okay?
Yeah, that works. Let's do it.
Great. I'll see you at 2 o'clock, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, a couple things there. So I wanted to I'll reverse roles with you, Bill. And one thing I want to point out is that you kind of you made it more about getting pre-qualified than it was about kind of getting my needs. Like, I wanted the house. Like, I want to make sure I can see this house, or I want to make sure I can get more information about this house. So the only thing I would say is let's use the lender. Yeah, that could definitely be a possibility that would get me intrigued about meeting with you. But let's also fill in my needs, right? So for instance, let's reverse the roles for a second.
Yeah,
And
I went down the road there. Sorry.
yeah, it's okay. And Sophie brought up a good question too on the chat, and I'll bring that up in just a second. But what I want to tell you is that if someone's calling in about the house, and I turn it around and say, "Have you been pre-qualified?" In order to tell you more about this house or show you this house, let's strengthen your position and get you pre-qualified. That's building an additional barrier, in my opinion. I'm not sure if you guys agree with that. So maybe the way I would have spun it is like this. So Bill, you're calling in, and I'm the agent, right? So I'm going to try it two ways. First, I'm going to try it in the way where the house is still available, and then I'll try it in the way where the house is no longer available. So, okay. Hello.
Hi, my name is Bill. I'm looking at 123 Main Street. Is it still available?
Oh, well, yeah, Bill, thank you so much for calling in. Yeah, 123 Main Street is absolutely available. Uh, what can I help you with? Do you have a question about the house in particular, or would you just like to see it?
I'd like to see it on paper. It looks good. I want to see how it feels to my eyes.
No, absolutely. Can you tell me what is it about this house that really piqued your interest?
The duck pond in the backyard.
Oh, duck pond. You know what? When I saw that, I knew there was going to be a duck lover out there just as much as me that was going to find value in that. And I absolutely love it, man. So absolutely. So what time would you like to see the property?
I don't know. How about next Thursday?
Next Thursday? Okay, great. You know what, Bill, today, obviously, we're going into the weekend, and this home has only been on the market for a few days. And the way that things are going right now, things are not lasting for more than one full week on the market. So if, you find yourself in a position where, there isn't a lot of options out there, I would strongly encourage you to see if there's a way that we can possibly meet there, even if it's for 15 minutes at 8 o'clock tonight. We can do it whenever you're flexible. I'll make myself available. I just want you to have the opportunity to see it so you can make the decision whether it's a home you'd like to entertain an offer on before you don't get that chance by next Thursday, which I think is a strong possibility. So does that sound like something you could make happen? You're muted, Bill. Bill, you're muted, bud.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now we can. Yes. Bill, can you make it?
Yes, I can.
Okay, great. All right, Bill. So what are you thinking? 8 o'clock, or do you have some time available earlier than that?
8 o'clock is okay for me. I actually have the afternoon open, but
Okay.
we can go early.
All right, so let's do it today. So if you have the afternoon open, let's do it at 5 p.m. I would love to spend some time with the family later on tonight for dinner, so I wouldn't want to skip on that. I'm sure you probably have the same situation going on your end. So let's go and do it early while we still have sunlight. We can see the ducks, and then later on we'll talk. Sound good?
Yes, of course. Have a good day.
Perfect. Awesome. All right, good. So I kind of made it very simple for him to get in there. The biggest hurdle was his time frame. Now, do we want to wait a full week for Bill to come and see the house? Because Bill, between now and next Thursday, is going to change his mind. He's going to see something else. He's going to see a squirrel. He's going to go into a different direction. So the most important thing is to get them there as soon as possible, because I know you guys have seen this where even one day apart, people change their mind. When it's immediate, when you strike while the iron's hot, you get people in person much easier. I guarantee you guys, any appointment that's scheduled a week ahead of time is going to 90% get time, or 90% chance is going to get canceled. So that's usually the way things happen. So try to get them to go the same day. That's magic. If not the same day, the very next day, but sooner the better. Now, one of the other things that Sophie did mention is that do we want to work with people who are not pre-qualified? Well, yes, we want to meet people who have not been pre-qualified yet, but we do not want to spin our wheels with people who are not qualified. So there's a big difference there. So for a lot of the agents that are on the call right now, you guys are just starting off and starting to get into this business. I used to be under the impression that we have to ask 3 major questions before we ever meet anyone. One of the questions is, are you looking to buy in the next 3, 6, or 9 months? I'm sorry, 30, 60, or 90 days? That was question number 1. Question number 2, have you been pre-qualified? And question number 3, are you working with another agent? So you just literally asked 3 questions that could disqualify somebody as soon as you speak to them on the phone. Now, if I don't know you, chances are I might not be honest with you. So what I've learned, because I did some research with Zillow recently, and Zillow told me that the chances of a buyer working with you go up exponentially if you meet with them first and then ask them those questions. So for instance, if I was to take Bill and I didn't ask Bill any of those kind of uncomfortable questions first, and I waited till I met with him to ask him those questions, Bill is more likely to work with me, because Bill and I we had a moment. We met at the duck pond. We laughed about the geese chasing us, because they had ducklings or whatever's going on over there, right? So that is going to help you guys out tremendously. So when you do meet Bill on the first day, you say to Bill, hey, Bill, you know what? It's so funny that you mentioned, Hawaii. I've been there before, great place to take the family. But since I know that, you're a guy with great taste, I'm sure you have good taste in lenders as well. What lender are you working with? maybe roll in whatever you guys are talking about into the conversation that you want to go. Well, I'm working with Wells Fargo. And then you might want to say, oh man, are you committed to them, Wells Fargo? He's like, oh, well, no, why do you say that? Well, no, the only reason I say is because I know that a lot of these larger banks, it's very difficult to get funding on time. I'm not saying this because I'm biased. I'm saying this because of experience. Would you mind speaking to someone who I've worked with plenty of times in the past, who would not only treat you as a real human being and not a number, but probably can beat the rate that you're getting at Wells Fargo? Is that something you would entertain? What would you say, Bill, if I pose that question to you?
Okay.
Yeah, okay, good. See, but now I got Bill in person and I asked him while we had a moment. It's a much different situation than me saying, Bill, can you answer these 3 questions for me? Because if you don't answer them correctly, you fail and you're not going to be my client. Bill's going to be like, well, I really don't care. He's like, there's a million real estate agents out there. Our job is to differentiate ourselves. Every other real estate agent's trying to pre-qualify them over the phone. We're trying to just to meet them, and then we can make our decision there. Is meeting a potential client in person once a bad use of your time? Well, absolutely not, because what else would you be doing with your time? If you've got nothing but listing appointment after listing appointment, then I would say, yeah, meeting with an unqualified buyer is a waste of your time, absolutely. But if you're not there yet, then meeting with an unqualified buyer in person is not a waste of time, because A, either they're going to be qualified, B, they're not qualified yet, or C, they might refer you someone in the future if they never buy a house. So, you meeting a new person in real life is never a bad idea. So what I'm going to do real quick, because I know we're running out of time. I know a lot of phone calls that come through to us are for properties that are no longer available, right? Their house is under contract. And once we tell people the house is under contract, usually they say, okay, thank you, bye, right? So let's use that situation and let's not make it a okay, goodbye type of scenario. So Bill's calling in. He's asking me about 123 Main Street. Unfortunately, 123 Main Street is not available, right? So, hello, Bill. Are you there?
Sorry about that. What's up?
That's okay. Hey, Bill. This is Lewis. How you doing? How can I help you?
I actually wasn't listening for the last 3 minutes. Sorry.
That's okay. Bill, just ask me about 123 Main Street.
Okay. I'm looking at 123 Main Street. Can you tell me about it?
Oh, absolutely. Bill, listen, 123 Main Street is listed for $399,000. But I have good news and I have bad news. The good news is that there is a lot of houses on the market right now that are priced in that same price range. The bad news is this one is actually no longer available. You would not believe me, Bill, if I told you the amount of people that were interested in this house and the line of people that were at the open house this weekend. But unfortunately, that one is no longer around. Since that one is off the table, would you be open to looking at another property with us? Go ahead and tell me no, Bill.
Is it too far away? Because I really like the school system where Main Street is.
Okay. Well, Bill, listen, I normally don't do this, but let me tell you what I'll do for you, because I know that I've been in your situation before where I really had my heart set on a property. That house is no longer available, but let me see if I could sneak you in there to still take a look at it, because we all know that you can't cash a check until it's in the bank, right? So that house has not closed yet. They did accept an offer, but a lot of times these offers fall through. If I could sneak you in there, would you consider meeting me there today?
Sure. How much is the offer they took?
I wouldn't be able to know that or disclose that information, but I will tell you this: there were multiple offers, so your offer would have to be full price or slightly above. Now, if that deal does fall apart, we might have a good chance of going in there right at full price if we have a strong buyer, such as a cash buyer. So if I can do that for you, would you be willing to meet me there today?
Okay.
Okay, good. All right, so give me 2 minutes and I'll see what I can do. As a matter of fact, don't even hang up. Let me put you on hold. Does that sound good, Bill?
Yes, sir.
Okay, hold on. Okay, so I click over on the other line. Whoever the listing agent is, maybe it's someone in our office or maybe it's not. The conversation with the listing agent goes like this. Hello, Mr. Listing Agent, Mrs. Listing Agent. My name is Lewis. I know that your property is under contract. Congratulations. But as you and I both know, a lot of times these deals fall apart and I have a very strong, qualified, motivated buyer. Would it be possible to just swing my client by there to show them the property just for a few minutes? I'm not going to bother you. I'll send you an offer if my client is interested, but you can keep it as a backup. Is that something you'd allow us to do? Now, most of you don't know that we can show homes up to the day before they close, or up to the day they close, we could still show homes just because they're under contract or attorney review. It does not mean we can't show those homes anymore. And a lot of agents don't even realize that, listing agents included, that we can do that. Because what happens is that, you know, a deal falls apart, you want to have a plan B, because the listing agent, if they're representing the seller and the seller gets the bad news that, hey, listen, the buyer just backed out during attorney review or whatever state you're in, maybe the buyer backed out for inspection reasons. Well, the seller's going to be like, all right, well, what's our next move? If you don't have a next move or a plan B, then you're probably going to look like you're going to scramble for an answer. So what we're doing by calling the listing agent and saying, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Listing Agent, would you allow me to show this property? I know it's under contract, and believe me, I'm not going to drive you crazy trying to get that deal to fall apart. If my client wants to make an offer, I'll just send it to your inbox, very strong qualified buyer. And you can call us if anything ever changes. We just want to get in there just for a few minutes later on today. What do you say? So if you do get that person that appointment, and then you click back on the other line and you're like, hey, Bill, I got good news for you, bud. I know that, you know, this usually doesn't work, but today it worked. And we got an appointment set for today at 5 o'clock. So does that sound good to you? I'll see you over there at 5.
Sounds good. Let's go.
Okay. I just parted the seas for Bill. The chances of Bill backing out of that appointment are very low. I just did something for him. I did him a favor, and it's something that normally doesn't get done. So Bill's excited about that. Now, if the agent told me no, hey, I'm sorry, but the seller doesn't want any more showings. The seller has a sick mother and doesn't want any more showings. Okay. So then I click back over and I say, hey, Bill, listen, Bill, I'm so sorry, my brother. I tried everything I could. I even offered them, you know, part of my commission. I did everything I could to try to get you in there today, but unfortunately they have a sick mother, Bill. But as you can see, Bill, I will leave no stone unturned to help my client. So hopefully that means something to you. But Bill, let me tell you this, I have some listings that are coming up pretty soon that are not on the market yet. And I'd love to meet with you in person to show you those so that you can have first mover advantage. Is that something you'd be interested in?
Yeah, sure. I don't even need the duck pond.
Oh, okay, duck pond. Definitely, I have to have a duck pond. All right, so let's do this. Bill, are you by a local coffee house? What's your favorite coffee house in the area?
Starbucks, I guess.
Okay, Starbucks on Main Street. Is that the one you're
Yeah.
talking about? All right, Bill, I'm gonna buy you your favorite coffee today, or mochaccino, whatever you like to drink. Let's meet there at 3 o'clock and discuss the other properties that are coming on the market. Sound like a plan?
Okay.
All right, good. So either way, guys, whether the answer is yes or whether the answer is no, that you couldn't do the favor for him, you still tried. And Bill on the other line is recognizing that you're trying. And so every opportunity we get to meet with someone, or any opportunity people reach out to us, guys, that's a golden opportunity for us to try to make that connection in real life. Yes, technology is great. Yes, Zoom has made our life easier, but there's nothing like meeting the person and shaking their hand in real life. If you guys are still able to do that and meet in public places, this is a great opportunity for everyone to try. So whatever the situation is, guys, there's never a bad outcome as long as you get that meeting. So whether the answer is no, the property is not available anymore. Yes, the property is available. The way to spin it is trying to just be the most giving and how would I say, just try to be the person that cares the most. That's how you differentiate yourself from other real estate agents. And then you will start to see that business is going to flourish. And that relationship and that care doesn't stop once you get the person under contract. It should continue, because guess what? Bill is going to be my best referral source now, because I'm treating Bill like a real person. I'm treating him like I'd want to be treated throughout our entire relationship. And Bill is going to continue to nurture me with leads, and I'm going to continue to nurture him with kindness and, you know, being a good friend. So does that sound like something you guys can all do whenever you get a phone call? Go above and beyond.
Yes,
Totally.
definitely.
Yeah, guys. So that's pretty much it for today. Does anyone have anything that they want to add? Anything they want to take away? Or anything you want to kind of share with us?
I'll let anyone go first, but I do have a question.
Cool.
Okay, so as you know, Bill's new, and this is my first sponsoree, if you will.
Yes.
So, you know, in this time that he's trying to onboard, you know, we tried to meet last week for me to give him some training, because I was trying to get him ahead and do Agent Success Kickstarter or something. So obviously when he can, he'll make it to the meetings, but I know how it is when we're new, you want to feel connected. So does anyone that's had sponsorees or that hasn't have any suggestions as to, besides, you know, the Connect Concierge, which is amazing, and like a go-to Bill, you can go to them for anything, and then me, of course, and then your mentor. is there anywhere that he can feel more connected with trainings now while he's getting onboarded?
Bill, are you in New Jersey? I'm assuming.
Yes.
So your question, Tabby, is there anywhere where he can go to feel more connected?
Yeah, because he was like saying, I was like, what are your, interests? And he was like, well, I really want to learn about SkySlope. And I told him, SkySlope is pretty easy. I showed him real quick. I was like, that's more for when you have like stuff going on that we can walk you through it, me and your mentor. I said, but for now, like I try to get him into Agent Success Kickstarter just by doing a Zoom with him, and it didn't work. So like, I'm just trying to figure out how he might be able to get some training, because the video library, I don't think he has access to because he's not onboarded yet. So.
Oh, he's not onboarded yet. So
He's still
okay.
in.
So he's still like in the middle. He's
in the limbo.
Okay.
He's waiting for
Oh.
Keller Williams to release.
Okay, so
license.
yeah, absolutely. So what I would suggest is for you to go on to Facebook Workplace for Bill and find out where does Bill work mostly? What area? What county?
He's in Brick, so Monmouth, right?
He's
Monmouth.
in Brick Mountain. Okay, so what I would do is find out with the local agents in Brick and Monmouth on Facebook Workplace to see if they're mostly working from a Regis, if they're working, a lot of them are working from a Regis, or if a lot of them are working, from a coffee house, and find out if maybe they have like these meetups between each other, and just see if Bill can come in and just kind of be a fly on the wall and just be around them. Because it's always good to be around others that are, obviously doing what you want to do. I strongly suggest that. I also strongly suggest that Bill, go and check out. Yeah, go ahead. And Bill,
I was going to say your YouTube. Duh. Like as I'm asking you, I'm like, you have amazing things on your YouTube. I should take him there, because what he's looking, I think, is like he wakes up at 4 a.m. So he wants to be able to do trainings before you meet up with people or client. You know what I mean? So okay, you just gave me the idea. Your website, I could show him.
Yeah, he can check out all the trainings we've done over the years on our
Yeah, you have a lot there. You have gold there.
Yeah, we have
Sorry,
a lot.
my bad.
Yeah,
I
it's
forgot.
okay. But yeah, the other thing I would do too is give him a guest pass to the world, so he can go and take.
That's what it is. Okay, guest pass. Do you know how do I get a guest pass?
So you go in your EXP Enterprise,
Huh?
and then you just go down to where it says EXP World Guest Pass.
Ooh, okay.
And then just put in his email address. It'll get sent to him, and then he can go in there, create his avatar, and just start having fun. Go into all the
EXP
trainings.
World Explore Guide? No.
Hey,
No.
Lewis,
Oh, there it is.
Yeah. Yes, Bill.
just an FYI, my old broker took their time releasing my license. Apparently it got released over the weekend.
Oh, good.
So I sent my stuff in. Hopefully I'll be onboarded today.
Yeah, exactly. And then the minute you are onboarded, brother, what you want to do is, let me just show you real quick. You're going to go into our EXP Workplace. I'm sorry, EXP Enterprise, and you're going to go into our training schedule. Log into Enterprise. Let me just show you guys real quick. I know some of you know this, but I just want to show for anyone who doesn't
Thanks,
know.
Lewis.
No problem. So once you log into your EXP, you would go down here, Bill, to where you see EXP Education Calendar. You click on that. And then here, you're going to see all the trainings that are coming up for that day and that week. And everything here is on Pacific time, but once you click on it and add it to your calendar, it gets changed to Eastern time. So for instance, today, you will have all of these trainings that are available for you. So what Tabby wants you to start doing is the fast start. So anything you see that says fast start, like fast start 102, you see fast start 110, fast start 111, anything that you see that says fast start, just jump on it and just take it, because that's what's really going to get you kind of like hitting the ground running. And anything else that you see here that piques your interest too, go ahead and take it. Just the stuff that you see in red or green, that's not really something that's meant for you. That's usually for either other countries or for just extracurricular stuff. You don't really need to do those. I would focus more on the stuff in blue. The Icon series is amazing. These are agents that are closing hundreds of transactions, if not thousands of transactions a year, that are giving these classes. So definitely check out the Icon stuff once you finished out your fast start. But there is so much great stuff in here. And not to mention, you're also going to have to do your orientation for New Jersey, but you'll have instructions in your email about that. And you're going to have to do your, I think it's the orientation. That's it. Just the New Jersey orientation is the only one that's mandatory, if I'm not mistaken. That's it. And that's every Tuesday, I believe, right? Let me see. Every Tuesday. Yeah, New Jersey. Yeah. Every Tuesday at 10 a.m. So right here, see 7 a.m. is really 10 a.m. Okay, cool. And the instructions are in here where to meet. It's inside the EXP world. So once Tabby shares with you the guest pass, you'll be able to go in there and explore the EXP world. And that's our metaverse if you're not familiar with it. All right. Anyone
All
else?
right. Thanks, Louis.
Yes, Louis. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I was with, okay. So first time on the call is Jolene. She's the newer member of my team. I just wanted to give her a shout out and say welcome aboard.
Jolene, like the song? Like Dolly Parton?
Hey, Jolene, welcome.
Welcome,
Woohoo.
Jolene.
Jolene.
Hello, hi, thank you. Yes, it is like the song Dolly Parton, but it's really stated Joanne in French, which is my real name.
Oh, I like it. I like it.
Beautiful.
We have another
Jesus,
similar person.
Jolene.
Yes. Hi,
Awesome.
thanks.
Glad to have you on board. Thank you, Nicola, for bringing her on. And every Monday we're here. Every Friday we're with Micah on the Age and Attraction call at 11:30. So please feel free to share those links with Jolene.
Thank you, appreciate that.
Thank you for being here. Anyone else? Guys, I'm so proud to announce that I think it's probably even more now, but I'm so proud to announce that in the last 30 days, I think our group has grown by 7 or 8 individuals, and which of that only one came from my and Joelle's efforts. So that means that you guys are really taking the Age and Attraction stuff to heart, which makes me so proud. You guys are amazing for what you're doing. I know that we've had a lot of events over the last 12 months that really kind of sparked a lot of us. And if there's anyone on this call who really kind of wants to learn more about how to be an agent attractor, every Friday at 11:30, guys, we jump in with Micah, and it's some really good stuff. We learn from everyone's experiences, everyone's wins and fails for the week. So I encourage everyone to be on that call. I will send you guys a reminder come Friday mornings to see if anyone can make it, but try to make it a habit because it really does help. And if you guys are doing good without it, imagine how much better you would do with it. Okay. Anyone else before we close out?
Thank you so much, Louis.
Thank you all, and I'm so sorry for going so much over today on time. Time does fly when we're on these calls, but let's go ahead and close out with our prayer. Dear Lord, Father, we thank you so much for all of the gifts and all the blessings that we have in our life, Father. We thank you for allowing us to be here today, Father, in good spirit and in good health, Father. Thank you for allowing our family here to grow, my Lord, and we only ask you, Father, to fulfill the needs of the people who are joining our group so they can be successful, to help their families, Father, and to help the people around them and to make this world a better place. Father, we also ask you to look over our families and keep us healthy throughout the week and allow us to be here once again next Monday morning. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day and
Thank you,
amazing
everyone.
week.
Thank you, Louis.
Thank you. Have a good
Welcome again,
weekend.
Bill. Woohoo.
Take care, everyone.
Thank you, Louis.
Bye-bye.